This island is smaller than Switzerland. But if it stopped working tomorrow, the modern world would grind to a halt within weeks. This is Taiwan. The phone in your hand, the car in your driveway, the AI everyone is talking about. Almost none of it would exist without one small island in the Pacific. Here's why the entire planet depends on it. At first glance, Taiwan looks ordinary. It's a single island off the coast of mainland China. Around 23 million people live here, fewer than in many big cities. Its total area is smaller than the Netherlands. Nothing about its size suggests global power. And yet, this is one of the most important places on Earth. Look closer, and the first reason appears. Taiwan sits on one of the busiest maritime corridors in the world. A huge share of global trade moves through these narrow waters. Whoever influences this region influences the flow of the global economy. But location is only the beginning. The real reason Taiwan matters is something you can't see from a map. Every modern device runs on semiconductors, tiny chips that power phones, computers, cars, weapons, and artificial intelligence. Without them, the 21st century simply stops. And the most advanced chips on Earth, they are almost all made in one place: a map. Taiwan is home to a company called TSMC. It is the largest contract chipmaker in the world. In 2025, TSMC controlled roughly 70% of the entire chip manufacturing market. Its closest rival, Samsung, held about 7%. The third-place company held just over 5%. One company, one island. Most of the world's chip production. But the total market share isn't even the most striking number. When it comes to the most advanced chips in existence, the cutting-edge 3-nanometer and 2-nanometer chips, Taiwan produces over 90% of them. The brains behind the most powerful technology on Earth are made almost entirely on this single island. And demand is exploding. A few years ago, smartphones were the biggest driver of these chips. Not anymore. Today, the fastest growing demand comes from artificial intelligence. The share of TSMC's business tied to high-performance computing jumped from about 30% in 2020 to roughly 57% by 2025. Put simply, the AI revolution is built on Taiwanese chips. This creates an unusual situation. The global economy depends heavily on chips from a single location. The worldwide market for making these chips reached a record scale in 2025, over $320 billion. When so much of something so important is concentrated in one place, any disruption, economic, natural, or political, sends ripples across the entire world. This is what makes Taiwan so closely watched by every major power. So why doesn't another country just take over? Because making these chips is extraordinarily hard. Even Samsung, a giant with enormous resources, saw its share fall from around 15% earlier in the decade to about 7% by 2025, held back by manufacturing challenges. Decades of expertise, talent, and investment can't be copied overnight. For now, the world has no real backup. A small island, a single company, and most of the technology that powers the modern world. That's why Taiwan may be the most important island on Earth. Next time, we'll look at how South Korea went from one of the world's poorest nations to one of its richest in just 50 years. Subscribe, and we'll see you there.